Great rewards don't wait, so why should you? Through the Invigor Book and Buy Grower program, you could earn a $30 per bag rebate when you book all of your Invigor hybrid canola by November 14th. Talk to your retailer. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, I'm Bernard Tobin. Welcome to Real Agriculture. Today, we're going to talk dairy. On November 5th and 6th, I will be in Vermont for the inaugural American Dairy XPO. Dairy producers at the show will see exhibitors from around the globe showcasing the latest in dairy innovation, technology, genetics, and there will be plenty of hospitality for sure. To tell us more about it, I am joined by ADX's Jordon Underhill. Hi, Jordan. Hey, great to see you.
Good to see you too, Bernard. Thanks for covering the upcoming American Dairy Expo.
Now, this is the first year for the American Dairy Expo, but you're no stranger to this dairy show format. You founded the Canadian Dairy XPO, more than 10 years ago, and that show is the blueprint for the new expo in Vermont. Tell us about how the American Dairy Expo, came about.
Yeah, like you mentioned, you have a model with the Canadian Dairy Expo that's now proven, operating for 11 years and lots of momentum and impact in the marketplace here. And the question is, what can we do to help the U.S. dairy industry? And when you look across the U.S. dairy industry, it's maybe a little known fact, but the highest concentration of actual dairy farms is that Northeast region, which we felt is highly underserviced, and requires an event like this that is focused on milk production, brings dairy producers together in one place to connect with industry and technologies from around the world. So we announced it last year, and of course we're ready to launch here 12 days out from the first American Dairy Expo, and we're 97% sold out on exhibit space, which is, almost unheard of for a first time event. So pretty excited.
That's pretty awesome. Hey, what type of reception have you been getting from the American producers in the industry? The U.S. dairy industry is pretty robust these days. You're seeing historic investments in processing plants, surging demand for protein both at home and abroad, and a premium market for beef on dairy calves. Are you seeing that enthusiasm spill over to the American Dairy Expo as the show approaches?
Well, anything is about timing, right? Especially when it comes to business. And there's no question, I'm a farmer myself, and we're eternal optimists. And there is lots to be excited about in the U.S. dairy market. You mentioned quite a few items there, but no, it's definitely helpful to have that positivity and goodwill behind the industry leading into the first time event. So yeah, we've heard that loud and clear from producers in the Northeast and beyond that they're excited to come together and learn from the industry and also learn from each other.
Now, tell us about what producers can expect to see at the show. When I think about the show, I've been to the Canadian version many, many times. I think, international technology, plenty of innovation. What are they going to see?
Yeah, so just kind of a typical day would start off in the morning. We have a complimentary breakfast, hot breakfast for producers that runs till 10. And then the trade show runs simultaneously with the education platform. So, essentially for $15 admission, you get breakfast, you get an educational program that's unique both days, so two different programs. You get an international trade show, so access to the latest in innovation and people to answer any questions that you may have about that. And then, of course, the first night we have a hospitality night as well. So when you look at the value proposition for $15 US, we wanted to make it affordable and make sure there's maximum value proposition in that first year for producers attending.
Tell me more about the education component, Jordan. I mean, like a classroom setup, lots of folks, sharing insights on different management situations, different management areas of dairy, lameness management, dairy business transition. You got a lot of things going on.
Yeah, for sure. That piece is important, and we wanted to make it kind of informal so you can come and go throughout that program and take in the speakers that you like in between the trade show. So you don't have to feel obligated to sit there all day. You can come and go and pick and choose speakers. But we've actually turned that program over to the Vermont Department of Ag and the Progressive Dairy Group operating out of Wisconsin. So they've put that program together, and it's a beautiful mix of of producer panels, so that direct producer to producer message. Like you said, there's the element of the business of dairy farming, which is, it is big business, and we all need to be efficient and profitable. And it covers, the essential topics such as animal husbandry, nutrition, succession planning, all those elements, and that program is fully captured on the American Dairy Expo website.
A little bit more on, I guess, the exhibitors, Jordon. How many are you expecting? And we're going to see, I guess the leaders in robot technology, milking equipment, right down the line, correct?
Yeah, all those big brands that you'd expect to be there, the Lillys of the world, the John Deere corporates, the dairy farmers of America. They will all be there on site. Many of them have signed up as multi-year sponsors, so multi-year commitments to the project, as well as international innovations from Europe and Asia. The concept is quite simple. It's bring international innovation to U.S. dairy producers, to make sure that we're satisfying the full family unit from, the young next generation to the parents to the grandparents that are still involved in the farm operation. You'll see technology that is very specific to, inside the dairy barn and closely around that dairy barn. Very specific, not a generic farm show. It'll be custom built for dairy producers.
Now, just a little bit more on, I guess, the social component here. It's always been a big part of the Canadian Dairy Expo. Cheese Fest has always been a big hit there. I see you're doing something similar with Dairy Fest on November 5th. What do you got planned?
Yeah, we've realized over the years that social component is important. These operations get bigger and it gets difficult to get off the farm. So this is a chance for producers to get off the farm for a day or two and not only connect with the industry, but connect with each other. And that social part is important, but there's also, a learning component from each other as well. And so we have a few different opportunities. One is in the morning, like I said, there's a community breakfast that you can take in before the show starts. During the day, you can meet at 4-H and get a milkshake and a grilled cheese. And then at night, on the first night, yes, Dairy Fest will feature, a live band, yogurt, ice cream, cheese, all of the dairy commodity. It's totally complimentary to attend. And that brings together industry and producers and a really important component of, social and networking and just coming together to celebrate the amazing dairy industry in the U.S.
Now, you're also offering complimentary admission to 4-H and FFA members. You expect to see lots of young farmers, I bet.
Yeah, well, that's a really important part of the culture of the American Dairy Expo is involving the youth. That's the future of the industry, right? So FFA will be on site volunteering at our gates. FFA members from across the country and also 4-H will be there with a major fundraiser serving the commodity of milkshakes and grilled cheese. And for anybody that's a current member of FFA or 4-H, it's complimentary admission both days to the show. We wanted to make sure that we get the youth out. And again, that's, without the next generation, there's not much future. So we wanted to make sure that they're the first year.
So, Jordon, hey, give us some information on tickets in the program. Where can we get more info?
Yeah, more information at AmericanDairyExpo.com. That's AmericanDairyExpo.com. It's got the full classroom schedule, the daily programming schedule. You can purchase tickets pre-event there, or you can buy them at the gate. There's digital tickets and also printed ticket options. So lots of ways to get there. And we're excited and really look forward to seeing everybody coming up here in 12 days.
Well, great stuff. The American Dairy Expo runs on November 5 and 6 at the Champlain Dairy Exposition, Burlington, Vermont. Hey, Jordon, thanks so much for the preview. We'll see you there.
Can't wait. See you there.